You're up!
Since its reveal, Cuphead from studio MDHR has been one of Microsoft's standout titles thanks to its fantastic art style and wonderful animation. It's a run-and-gun shooter with challenging gameplay and tight control. Though it slips in a few areas, its strength lies in its imaginative boss encounters. Cuphead's story revolves around two brothers, Cuphead and Mugman. Despite warnings from Elder Kettle, one day the brothers find themselves at the Devil's Casino. After losing a bet, their souls become property of the devil himself. Hearing their pleas, he agrees to spare them, but only if they can collect the souls of some runaway debtors. The most noticeable and unique aspect of Cuphead is its art style. Taking inspiration from 1930s animation like the early works of Disney and Fleischer Studios, Cuphead captures the spirit of these cartoons marvelously. Each and every character feels meticulously crafted thanks to their charming designs and traditionally hand-drawn animations. Environments are wonderful watercolor playgrounds full of bright colors, varied backgrounds, and intricate detail. There's also a grainy filter placed over everything that helps capture the feel of early film. Cuphead's levels come in two forms. There are more traditional platforming stages and boss stages, which offer far more depth and challenge. Bosses are larger-than-life spectacles full of personality. They range from frogs dancing in a crowded nightclub to a candy baroness with a legion of tasty treats. Each boss fight also consists of multiple phases where the boss completely changes up its attacks. Within each phase, attack patterns can also change, keeping you on your toes, and you may not see every attack in a single encounter. The platforming stages aren't as impressive overall, but there are some interesting spots like the Funhouse, where the player transitions from the ground to the ceiling. While they're fairly simple affairs, these levels serve as a nice addition to break up the pace between boss battles. Here you can also collect coins that can be used at shops to purchase upgrades. These coins can only be collected once per level, so it's important to invest wisely. The upgrades themselves include different types of guns, like the spread shot, homing shot, and boomerang. There are also passive enhancements to purchase, like an extra heart at the cost of less damage, and a smoke bomb that lets you pass through objects when dashing. You can only have two weapons, one special and one charm equipped at a time. On its own, this limitation isn't really a problem since it allows for customization in different builds. However, each time you want to change loadouts, you have to exit to the world map, which can be a pain on Xbox One due to the lengthy load times. Included with each gun is a unique secondary attack that can be unleashed after building up a special meter. This meter builds as you land hits or perform parries. You can execute parries by jumping towards pink projectiles and pressing the jump button again to bounce off of them. As long as it's pink, you can parry it, whether it's a worm, a ball of candy, or even a bee's stinger. There are also super arts that can only be used when your meter is completely full. These super attacks are often powerful, but once your special meter is full, you can't switch between them and your other secondary attacks. It's unfortunate since there are some situations when a secondary attack is simply more useful than a super. Cuphead prominently features a co-op mode where another player can join as Mugman. Sadly, it isn't the best option as it's much easier to tackle each boss alone. With two players, a high number of projectiles on the screen makes it harder to keep track of your character and surroundings. You can revive a fallen teammate by performing a parry on their ghost, but you only have a brief moment to do so before they float away.
And begin!
While Cuphead is a very challenging game, those looking for a less intense experience can play each boss encounter on an easier difficulty. However, playing this way completely removes phases from the game's boss fights and locks off the game's final bosses. Cuphead has had a long journey, and it's great to see Studio MDHR's efforts pay off. It does a superb job of capturing the essence of the early days of animation with fantastic art and a jazzy soundtrack. Its challenging difficulty provides some heart-pounding moments and an immense feeling of satisfaction once a boss is defeated. Although it suffers a bit in co-op and platforming levels, Cuphead is more than worthy of your time. Easy Allies reviews are made possible by generous viewers just like you. If you like what you see, check out patreon.com/easyallies to see our other videos. And consider becoming a patron to help us make more.